You're watching the Tesla Life, live with your host, Mark Coglan.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tesla Life number 428 on the 10th of September, 2025. Here we go again. With me, as always, my two co-hosts, Mr. Case Green, joining us from somewhere in the mid-Atlantic states. How are you today, sir?
Oh, just it was a mild day. It's warm. We started 70, 65, up to 80 now. Fred, of course, all of that, Fred, because if that was the sea, I'd be cooked.
You're not calling that mild, no.
That would be a hot one. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you got a co-host with you as well, I see.
I do. I think she can hear you, but she doesn't want to wear them. She's eating them.
Wants to eat them. Very good. Very good. With me as well, Mr. Patrick Connor from the West Coast. How are you today, sir?
I'm good. I don't know what's going on, but it's humid here, and that is not normal for Oregon, and I'm not liking it. Wherever this is from, it can just, you guys can have it back.
How did you do with the earthquake yesterday?
I did not even know it happened. It was in southern Oregon, and I slept through it, so I don't know.
It was early. I was like, I want to text Patrick, and I was like, wait, time zones. And I'm okay with time zones. It's daylight saving time that I don't care for. So,
right? Yes, time zones kind of make sense.
Picking him up, saying, "Hey, did you feel that?" He said, "No, but you woke me up. I didn't."
I feel the rage of being awakened from my slumber.
Yeah, I'm gonna make some earthquake right here when I
earthquake my fist in your face, son.
Oh, well,
this one is an angry wake up. Her sister not so much, but do not wake her up early.
But let's get on to the news, kind of some of it, and I'm going to throw this out to either Casey or Patrick for the first story, and this is about Megablock and the unveiling of the Megapack update.
There's plenty of Supercharger news that Casey can cover, so I'll take this one if you don't mind.
Okay.
So Tesla held a keynote event about their energy storage business on September 8th, so just a couple days ago, and it was dubbed Las Megas, and it was held down in the Boring Company tunnels in Las Vegas. So they announced two things, an improved Megapack 3 and a new package called Megablock. It combines 4 Megapacks and a transformer into one handy package. The whole idea is to streamline installation. So there were a couple other announcements there too. I'll touch on that. They're going to build a new Megapack factory in Houston, and they have decided to start building transformers in-house. So I can't say transformers without clarifying, because in the Tesla space,
robots in disguise.
Yes, the Autobots. Transformers are a type of neural network architecture common in AI systems.
Oh, that's true.
Right. So it's not those two. It's not an Autobot, and it's not a neural network. This is the type that's used for stepping up and down voltages. And of course, when you're talking about Megapacks, it's that type that we're concerned with. So this reminds me of what Tesla is doing with their prefabbed superchargers, and how they've now installed enough of these that they know what parts take time, and they've decided, hey, if we can ship these as a bundle, boom, you slap these all together, they're compatible, the transformers are made by us to fit with our stuff, and their round-trip efficiency was something like 91%, which is usually like just a one-way efficiency, so having that round-trip, that's really nice. So more efficient and faster to install. They're doing it at medium voltage levels, which medium is the sweet spot for something like this, because you can step it up for high voltage transmission. You can step it down for residential distribution. So it seems like a really cool product. And this is one of the things we've talked about, how Tesla iterates and iterates and iterates. And when you're doing a big battery install today, you have batteries from one person, control system from another company, transformers from yet another. You have to figure out, so like everyone is a bespoke custom build that takes a lot of engineering time. Well, now they've got this Megablock, and it all just is plug and play and ready to go. Should speed things up.
It's definitely using their philosophy of cross pollination with their components. Because from what I understand, these are the same materials and techniques they use to do the transformations in the car. Again, electrically, not logically. Both step up, step down, and then you've got the power share functionality, which is probably was a good mini scale test of this for them because you also had the ones on the Powerwall, but those could have been outside, and they could have been like a mix of outside and inside, and then the ones on the truck would be a good trial balloon before, hey, let's put this on one of our more profitable segments right here.
Right. Yeah. So anytime they can do something like this, it just makes it easier. It's going to make it more accessible to more utilities and more locations, and that'll help bring the price down, help bring the install speed faster. So it sounds all good to me.
And then hopefully it'll also do some wonders with the Powerwall itself, because that one it could use a little bit of reduction, to get a little more spread, and then maybe it'll also make it easier to put power share in the fleet instead of just one vehicle, because it's already in their wall connectors, but that's a little easier than putting it in the cars.
It was interesting that they took this to the point where they're creating their own transformer, because that has been a bit of a lag point, depending on what utility you're dealing with. Transformers are in regular demand all the time, and I guess putting the mini superchargers opening up every week, I guess it puts a lot of them behind. Certain manufacturers are not able to catch up as quickly as we'd like, so a lot of sites languish as they wait for a transformer. So
and then that's with superchargers, where you are rolling them out like clockwork, and they know what you want, how you want, and just give me 8 truckloads, please. But
I didn't think about this. Will they make transformers for superchargers? This was all about Megablock and Megapacks.
Right.
So, but once you start making them, depending on how similar they are, they might start supplying them for superchargers as well.
Yeah.
Well, they were delayed with the rollout of the first V4 native supercharger. I imagine the V4 native is going to use, if not a whole Megapack, at least some portion of the Tesla Energy stack because 500 kilowatts, that's going to put some stress on the local grids, and then let it be, instead of a supercharger, let it be a megacharger, and then you got 1.2 megawatts from the same cabinet.
Another interesting point was that Tesla had traditionally said, as we grow a segment, we typically throw more and more at it, as in size of batteries, size of arrays, things of that nature. But they said in this case it's unique. We can't, because we're already maxed out at weight for over the road shipping of these containers to be put on rail or to be put on a truck and to be delivered without special permits and special access to a site, because of the sheer weight of these batteries are being shipped. So this mega block they're talking about is they're basically taking 4 container shipments that are maxed out on weight, need a 7-axle trailer, but it's not oversized. It's just a little bit overweight, and they're indicating that this keeping it to that weight. Yes, they've adjusted the prismatic batteries inside of them, but it was interesting to hear them say that we're already maxed out when it comes to weight. So every pound counts when it comes to over the road trucking.
Yeah,
we need to make those new helium batteries.
No, not that. So look at their adaptation of the heat pump from Model Y, the octovalve that they brought over to Megapack, and that is going to be some savings, because if you need less radiators, less coolant, less tubing and solder joints, and that could be a part of another battery. And what I was going to say with the transformers earlier was look at not necessarily the superchargers, look at the competition. Look how long it can take to either start and finish an install, or schedule one, and they don't want to have the unit in the ground, getting beat on by the sun and the public until it's ready to actually commission. So they might dig the hole and then just wait on it, or like we see with superchargers, do all the work and then they're just waiting on the power company to get it together. And so we're talking sometimes over a year wait list, depending on what part of the world and who and where in the chain they are. Because obviously, like I was saying earlier, with Tesla saying, "Hey, give me 8 trucks of Transformers," they're gonna get priority, just like if New York Power or California Power said, "Hey, we need some."
Yeah, if you're a supplier, they're buying a lot of whatever it is from you, so you're going to make them a priority.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we talked about the heat pump, but they've also got with the Mega Block, it reduces a lot of the interconnects. So the same way we were talking with their low voltage or medium voltage architecture on Cybertruck and the unboxed philosophy, they're applying it to all of their products. It might not look the same, but that's exactly what it is. They take it down to first principles. And all right, so if we don't need to run all these conduits, so now we don't have all these wires running inside the cabinet, so that could add up to enough pounds of weight or metric kilograms to put another cell or another pack in there,
Right.
and module, and then stuff like that. Because if you're right up against the limit, you got to do what you can. Same as when you want to get a car that can go as far as possible. First, it needs to be aerodynamic, and then you got to start adding lightness. Same thing.
Yep, and it's interesting that they have, as mentioned, first principles, Casey. That they're always looking for that saving. So if we can connect them easier, or if we can make the piping simpler or less complex, we'll do it, because it's saving overall installation, it's saving weight, it's saving time, it's saving money. And all of those things allow them to have a product that with the auto bidder software allows them to be more competitive than anybody else out there. So they're first on the list when it comes to selecting them as a supplier for this type of thing. The other thing outside of auto bidder, which is revolutionary software that they have started with, is their sandbox software, where they will give the utility or the private purchaser of the product the ability to run scenarios virtually for their particular application, so they can start seeing if there's any hurdles in front of them after this thing gets up and running. Are there going to be issues with some of the things they like to do or how they like to do it with Tesla's power? Is hardware? Is there going to be an issue? This sandbox software will allow you to identify those things in the early stages.
Yeah, and they have APIs that allow the utilities to tweak things. If they don't like the way AutoBidder does some particular thing in whatever use case they have there, they can override it. I mean, you can even do that with Powerwalls. There's automated scripts. I've talked about the Net Zero app. I was using that for quite a while because our Saturday and Sunday were different, and Tesla's APIs didn't allow you to do just the normal app to treat them differently. But so I just used some automation to take care of it. Now, our weekends are the same, so it doesn't matter. The utility changed things to match Tesla, not vice versa.
Oh, that's one way to do it.
Yeah.
And,
Exactly.
and so that ability for them to simulate stuff in advance, like you can say, all right, our broad strokes numbers look like this, and this is what we're going to need. But for all the deployments they have around the world, from South Australia to data centers to AI ingest stations, they've got enough scenarios they can start to simulate what you're going to be doing. So if you tell them, hey, or tell the simulant, this is what we're doing, and you start to dial it in as you're finishing up the order, waiting on shipping, you can say, oh, wow, we actually need 3 more of these, or maybe if we arrange them this way and set this programming, and then by the time it actually drops in, your simulations will just actually be ready, rather than having to, all right, now the stuff is here, all right, now it's plugged in, now we got to analyze and figure out how we're going to do this thing, where we want them, what's going on, not just broad strokes, but like pretty well tuned in.
Yeah. And then another thing they were showing was growth of the product with their 2 factories currently, one in the US, one in Shanghai, and of course Houston starting to be built. They are they're forecasting that growth is hockey stick growth. So it's going to jump dramatically. They're saying that the world has figured out that having this buffer of batteries not only allows you to save some of this power and maybe trade in power, but it's also going to manage those peak times and shave off those peaks and valleys that utilities and private grids are certainly paying through the nose for. So that ability to make things a lot more flatline benefits everybody, including all the end customers.
Exactly. Yeah, right now the entire grid has to be built out for worst case scenario.
Yes.
Well, if you can have batteries in key locations, well then you don't have to have the entire grid being able to handle whatever high load. It can just be right there from that substation on where those batteries are, and then you don't have to have the high voltage transmission lines maxed out or have to have them upgraded for something that if some new load is being constructed and you just put a battery there, it can handle and charge up in off hours and then discharge during peak times, and you don't have to spend anywhere near as much money upgrading the system.
Yeah, and now it's rated for 8 hours instead of 4. However they measure the rating. They showed a chart where don't get me in the exact numbers, but it was a decimal, like, hey, we're at 0.8 or 0.08 of the addressable market, and then they showed the addressable market was like 36 terawatts, and they were at not that, and it's like looking up at a large building. It's like, oh, we've got some ways to go, and I think that one, that gives them room, gives the competition room, gives everybody room to play, but it also we're not going to stop. You look at all of human history, energy has been what, aside from the big brains, which also use a lot more energy, allowed us to continue to progress and do what we do. Only now we don't have to dig around the earth and drill or burn stuff to get that energy. We can get it from renewable sources. We can store it for later, so that we can, if we are burning it or if we are capturing it from in the environment, if we don't have to scale it down. Oh no, we can only burn this many per hour. No, just burn it at your stoichiometric, your max efficiency for your equipment. Store what you're not using, and then release it later, and then you can shut the thing down when it's not needed. And then same thing with the wind doesn't blow at night. Although the wind blows more at night, but the sun's not shining in the darkness. So what are we gonna do? Look at you, genius. Well, how about we bottle that sunshine? We're not using it all at noon. We got the duck curve for a reason.
Yes, all those arguments that say, oh, renewables are intermittent and so therefore horrible, just they kind of ignore or forget about batteries conveniently. And I like to use the analogy that our old system was analog and the new one is digital. When you have batteries, you can have it on demand within milliseconds, and you don't have to have some generator spin up to speed, and you don't have to use, if you're producing, okay, you can store it, and if you are underproducing, okay, you can discharge, and it smooths things out, and it's such a better system. Hey, look, the next century's here. Let's use some of it.
Yes, and it still allows us to do the on-demand thing. Like right now, we've got everything in the grid has to be perfectly balanced. There's other ways we could do it, but that's the way we've always done it. And so now this allows them to, like, oh no, I have to spin up another power station. Like Patrick said, you got to wait for it to spin up, wait for it to turn on. Then when you start pumping it in, then you got to correct the oscillations, and it's a mess. Whereas the battery in milliseconds can push out massive amounts of power, or suck it down, and you've got like a bunch of them in an array, or just distributed in the case of your power walls there, that can just lean on the grid to slow it down a little bit, or push out their power to speed it up a little bit if we're correcting for frequency, or if they need the energy, we can just push the energy out and it can deal with it.
Right. These are grid forming systems, not grid following systems, so they can do all of that kind of stuff and make sure that the voltage and frequency are correct and stable.
Exactly. And so we've got computer technology, we've got batteries, and so as Patrick said, bring it into the modern era, and I suspect we might start to see some of the new capabilities being unlocked with this. Like you've got microgrids, neighborhood grids. Maybe the next time Texas decides to do something silly, they can just handle it themselves without having to figure out, oh no, we got to get 20 pounds of stuff through a 5 pound opening.
Casey's just a floating head now.
Yeah, he's just disappearing as the show goes on. And that was an interesting announcement. A lot of things were shared in that in that presentation in Las Vegas. But now that we've talked about the upper end of power management, let's move down to the residential, the local homeowner.
New record.
Exactly, new record happened, and what did you guys think of this story?
I, of course, blogged about it.
Of course.
Yeah. I'll take this one, too, if you don't mind. Okay, so Tesla has now reached 1 million Powerwalls installed. And you guys know I love Powerwalls. I bring them up on the show all the time. And so now mine are just one of a million, and that's great. So Tesla announced back in June, I think it was, that their millionth Powerwall had been produced. And recently they added a new feature to the app that's been counting the number of Powerwalls installed. It's pretty cool. You have the globe spinning there, and every Powerwall is a little point of light. And every once in a while you see like this beam of light come down from space, and pew, and the number goes up. So yesterday morning, Pacific time, it clicked over to 1 million. That's 1 million home batteries providing blackout protection, energy times shifting, VPP participation. And I was curious about what that means capacity-wise. And each Powerwall is 13.5 kilowatt hours. So a million of them is 13.5 gigawatt hours. And so I was like, okay, well, what does that mean? How many megapacks would that be? And so a little more number crunching, and it's about 3,461 megapacks. But it's better than just 3,400 plus megapacks because these are distributed. And they're right at the point of production if you have solar and consumption on your house, so minimal transmission losses. And so anyway, this is just really cool, and I'm glad to see it. We talked about how with the Mega Block, it makes things easier. Well, before Powerwall was out, you could have batteries, but you had to buy batteries from one source, and maybe they're marine lead acid batteries, and you had to understand battery management systems, and it was very complicated. Powerwall makes that a whole lot easier, especially with the built-in inverters that they have. So they're just AC connected for two. And anyway, this is just a great milestone, and I'm happy to see it. And I hope we get to another million soon.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's again another milestone. Patrick, the app, does it show you a breakdown of countries, or is it just as a total as the world?
So you can see the pictures. You can share the pictures. It's the top story on Cars with Cords right now, and you can see exactly what it shows.
Okay.
If you can share that. And of course, this is just a screenshot. It's not the normally it's rotating. So I mean, it's in the app. It's animated. Can you share it?
Just getting
okay.
there.
Cool.
Sharing it.
And let me pull it up and just point it at the screen while you're getting that going.
There we go.
Oh yeah, there you go. So you can see I grabbed this screenshot before it hit the 1 million mark.
Nice.
Yeah, and as it spins around, you can see all the different spots that have Powerwalls.
So really, it may not be live to those particular areas, but it is lighting up different countries on the world globe. Like it's
right. Yeah, South Africa,
around,
Europe,
Europe, and such. Okay.
Yeah, Singapore, Australia, Japan, Hawaii.
Very cool.
There's a new one in Hawaii. Just got installed. Boop, the number just went up.
Nice. I've got one of those lights.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So
seeing a million people like that.
that is quite a milestone to have 1 million units up and operational now, connected to the grid. So, approximately how long did that take? 1 million. When did they come out with the Powerwall 1? Was that
was it at least 2016 or 2015?
They didn't sell too many Powerwall 1s.
Not very many.
So that would be like 10 years that they've been going. If
Just
it was
about,
2015.
Yeah. It was before Model 3 came out, right? So
Yeah, April 30th, 2015.
it was before the D, before they released the D.
2015 was Powerwall 1. It had limited production, and then Powerwall 2 was early 2017.
Okay.
So yeah, Powerwall 2 is the real one that mattered. Powerwall 1 was more of a proof of concept.
For special, it had to meet just the right conditions to even use a Powerwall 1. So yeah,
with a lot of their products, the first version is it needs some iteration, and then they find out where the problems were, and because they're not just doing the same old thing that anybody else has ever done before, they're trying something new. That usually takes a couple iterations to get it really good.
Yeah, and that's not to say it's bad. It's just that it's not going to be as good as it'll ever be. It's like we say, if you look at FSD today, it's the worst it'll ever get. Now, obviously, there could be some regressions, but not, on the trend. Look back and say, oh, "Wow, I can't believe I thought that was wonderful. That looks like a toy." Look at it today. Yeah.
So with that said, speaking of something that's been through a few iterations, that is the Supercharger network. And Casey's got a story about somebody else that's joined the family.
Yeah. So basically everybody has joined the Supercharger coalition, but it's been a little slow going to get everybody actually get their adapters and to start getting them native on the cars. Well, now. Of the Volkswagen Auto Group, we've got Porsche and Audi have finally joined up. And if your car was basically, if it was post announcement of joining NACS, you get your adapter for free. However, if you got your car before then, as is typical with the legacy automakers, you can't have a car get better for free. So your adapter will cost you only $185 in the US or $250 in Canada. Which I say only, right? That sounds like a lot of money for some people getting it free. Well, when you consider that some less expensive and then more expensive cars are out there making their adapters go for $250 US, that's not a bad deal. Especially now that you can go to more sites and charge your car. However, this one is one that we've seen only once before, and it was clear why it was once before. When Nissan joined up, the Nissan Leaf original 1 and version 2, I'm doing air quotes, but they're being hidden. The version 2, which was really just a reskin, they used CHAdeMO, so that's why they couldn't use it. However, currently, they didn't say they're never going to do it, but currently that had a 4 in the name. The Q4 e-tron is currently excluded from the program, so you plug it into a supercharger and it won't. And I'm guessing that it might have something to do with the way they charge, because in the beginning, Porsche and Audi were doing the high voltage charging, 1,000 volts, and maybe that one just doesn't play nice with the way that Tesla does it, and they don't have a good enough up converter from 400. I don't. Pure speculation, and they do say they do expect compatibility in the future. So it's going to be on to updates in your car and updates from the Supercharger network. And if you own one of these, you better hope it's on the Supercharger side. That way you don't have to go pay for an update and go sit at the dealership.
Well, regardless, having that reliable network on your side now, it probably makes it worth your while. Paying for an adapter or paying for a
I don't mind paying for an adapter.
The dealer, regardless.
Paying for an update, I don't want to do.
Yeah, it's something that I know a few people that have Audis, and I listen to their struggles when it comes to third-party charging and going longer distances, and I'm like, I'm glad I don't have any part of that because it just seems like a lot of trouble with networks that really may or may not be working properly. It seems to be a hit or miss scenario, and if you go to someplace new, you're completely relying upon strangers in like PlugShare or something for them to tell you how reliable that particular charger or area is, and it's something that it adds risk to your trip. It's not insurmountable, and I know that all of us have done it at one point or another, and if we were forced to do it, I know we could do it again. But it certainly is nice once you understand that the network is solid as a rock, and you really don't have to worry about things throwing you a curveball.
Right.
Yeah. And that's not to say that I wouldn't pay for a software update. I just would not be quiet about it, and you know me.
Right. Yes. Yeah. They're adding features, and then they want you to pay for it. What? Come on.
Well, I'm fine with like all new features, but stuff the car should have had already, or stuff that like doesn't really cost them anything to add it. It's like, come on now. Like
even with these adapters, they better be careful. If they start pricing them at $400 or whatever, then people are just going to go and find some non-UL listed compatible thing that's not safe, and that's going to cause problems and be a bad look. So they need to be either giving them away or making them very cheap.
Yeah, I like that they're giving them away for the people who bought in on the promise that, hey, you can use superchargers. If they had charged those people, it would be like a little smack in the face, like, hey, we joined this thing and you can use it, and we didn't say if it was going to be free or not. I think they did say, but use that as an argument. And then one thing I do like Tesla did this as well. They went the other way. So when I got my CCS 1 adapter, it came with a software update at no extra charge. And not just a software update, because I needed a software update and hardware. I needed a piece of hardware so that the charge port could interface with it correctly. And they just put that in the price of the adapter. I don't think it cost extra beyond my model, whereas I think Model 3 might have been able to get it for like $10 cheaper or something, but they already had all the parts. So
I'm in the boat with a first generation Model 3, is that if I want to use someone else's NACS plug, a third party group that has a NACS connector, I got to pay for the upgrade. I require a chipset and some software in order for me to use that other network on an NACS plug.
Yeah, and that was the reason I went ahead and elected to do it. You're like, oh, why would you buy this thing? By the time you've ordered this, you've only used your CHAdeMO once that year, or actually once the year before you made this order. Why would you order this thing?
Yeah. Because I am MrSupercharger.com, baby.
that exactly, yes. But my theory was, something like New Jersey could have happened where, I have my route and all of a sudden there's no supercharger there for a reason, political or monetary. And I have this thing that fits in my plug, but it won't charge. So even if I don't need the CCS adapter, that comes with the hardware and software to, if it's got the plug, now I can charge on it, assuming that it's turned on. So that was why I did it. So if Porsche and Audi do theirs this way, I'm cool with that. But if they say, hey, it's going to be $185 for the adapter, and now you need $500 for the software, and an afternoon off work, and a ride. Of course, they will probably give you a loaner because they were good at that. So welcome to the social.
Do you know how much your upgrade will cost, Mark?
It would be in the area of $450, something like that.
All right.
Probably so Canadian though, right?
Yeah, I'm not talking US dollars when I'm in Canada.
He'll get, right there. It's going by. You can use that code, get Mark some Tesla credit, and he can use this money to do his upgrade.
It would be much appreciated.
Yes.
One thing that, speaking of Porsche and Audi and the land of Porsche and Audi, that of course is Germany. And what happened recently is that tie-in with Canada is that we started to receive our first batch. Hundreds of Model Ys have shown up on a boat in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and have been unloaded. And actually, I think I've got a little video here from Gary Mark. He shared it. Let's see.
Depending on how big the boat is, that could be the whole load, or sometimes even more than one boat. No, ship, I should say. You're looking at usually 200, 250 to what was the China just got the new record with 500, 550 we talked about.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there they are
There they
unloading
are.
into a parking lot. That Honda was not included.
That's probably the chaser car.
They swung by Japan on the way to Canada.
Yeah, and an extra. They picked up a hitchhiker on the way in.
Yeah.
And
So you know
can
what,
see them,
though?
being
As
loaded
they-
inside a storage lot.
As they expand
Cool.
on this, they can just use factory mode and unload them from the ship and load them on the truck.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
It's nowhere near that right now, but that is something that can happen, especially now that they're all going for the front cameras. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
this
those,
is really
those
cool.
Those cars are now going to be shipped another shipping across Canada, and they'll start being delivered to customers that have ordered it. And another interesting fact: at this point, I believe Canada is the only country that has accepted Tesla vehicles from all 3 Gigafactories.
yeah,
So aren't tariffs a wonderful thing? They just make you move around. So yeah, we started with just U.S. cars. Then we
Mhm.
started to receive some Chinese cars, and now most recently, Germany has started to fill up our Model Y coffers. So very interesting to see that.
Oh, does that mean you can get the exclusive Giga Berlin color?
Yeah, that's
true.
something I was looking at on the Canadian order page. There is no special color. Wasn't it a dark cherry red?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not available on the Canadian site.
Oh, that's too bad.
I'll have to check the Berlin site to see if it's available there. But on the Canadian site, you can't pick it. So I'm not sure if that will transfer over. Maybe that will change as time goes along. I would think if they're
Mhm.
making them, the color doesn't matter. It can certainly come over. So
Right.
they're going to charge their
might.
premium on it, but they're
Mhm.
doing that anyways with other colors. So
It might show up on the inventory page.
maybe,
That might be worth
Maybe.
looking there.
yeah.
It could depend on the difficulty in doing that special color as well. Because I do remember when one other market first got the German ones, they did get the special color, and then when Taiwan got it, they just got black. You
Okay.
get a Henry Ford special, any color you want, as long as
Right.
it's black.
So this kind of makes sense that they wouldn't be coming from the U.S. right now, because with the end of the quarter coming and the end of the incentive, they want every car that's in the U.S. to be sold and as fast as possible. So
We also offended them deeply.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and we have a 25% upcharge on American cars. So
yeah.
again, another day of tariffs is another day with sunshine.
Tariffs might stop this, but after the way the incentive is written, I think the vehicles have to be manufactured here. But once that incentive is gone, that means they could come from anywhere to the U.S., although tariffs are probably going to prevent that.
Yeah.
Well, there's a chance that ours could just fall by the wayside legally. Although that doesn't mean that the other side won't still remember what you did to them and hold it up anyway.
You never know. You never know.
Our Canadian friends aren't usually that spiteful, but
Usually, but
sometimes.
but sometimes we hold a grudge. So you never
Yeah.
know.
But
You
some of these
never
other
know.
regions that we've spent years building relationships with and then spit in their face, they
Yeah,
they might not
something-
be pragmatic about it.
They may
We'll see
not
what
be-
happens in 2028.
Yeah, exactly. Another picture that was shared on the internet recently was some different color Optimuses, and we saw one of them, right? We saw the goldy color.
Yeah.
Well, there's a black one now too.
Really?
Mm.
Let's take a look.
So we've got a picture here.
The MKA BHD special.
Yeah.
Matte black.
So there we go.
Oh, it is Matt Black.
The black one was found or saw serving some popcorn at the Tesla diner all of a sudden.
Oh.
So well, it looks like there's 3 colors at this point. And
Mhm.
just wanted to put it out to the audience. If you had the chance to get one of these, is there a particular color you would choose? If so, what would it be? And is there any particular reason you picked that color?
For me, it would depend on the job, like what it has to do, and then if they're making a paint and upcharge. Because like if I've got it, serving drinks at a party, the tuxedo, obviously. If I got it working in the factory, iRobot. If it's going to be driving me in my cyber bus, gold, obviously.
So you got your order in for 3 already.
We'll see.
That's a typical Casey answer. Which one do you like, Casey? Well, I like all of them. No, we have to pick one. No, I'm not picking one. I'm picking one for this and one for that.
Yeah, I have a feeling we've heard this road with Casey before. But if you've been with the show for a long time, if we give Casey the choice of one or the other, it usually turns out being both by the end of the answer.
Yeah, if you ever see one of Casey's bubble sheets, it's just D, all the above, down the whole line.
Yes. So which one do I like the best? Just for aesthetics, I would go for probably the matte black, followed by the gold, followed by the iRobot. Just because maybe matte white would look more appealing to me, but if you give me the choice of these 3, that's my order, just in descending there.
I still like the original white. I don't know.
I don't dislike it. It's just that these other 2 catch my fancy more.
Yeah, maybe because they're new, right? It's a new.
That could be it as well. Yeah,
a new color, but it's very interesting to see what's going to happen with the color scheme with these robots as well. Maybe just like the some of the 3rd generation Chargers or 4th generation Chargers, the faceplate, you'd be able to swap and match the colors anytime you want. You just buy another set of colored armor to go on it, and bingo, you've got a different looking robot.
Hold on, Optimus. I'm gonna make an order with your armor. $600. Go ahead.
Yeah, what I'd like to see them do is the ambient light, like they did in the vehicles. Just put that in the robot. You can just tweak its color whenever you want. That'd be cool.
Yeah. They had that on the last.
Like I got going over my shoulder.
Yeah, they had that on the last demo. They had where it was dancing, and then some legacy media company was striking everyone on every platform, saying that it was their video, even though it was a Tesla video. The chin was the same color situation as the new S and X, where it was kind of like individual RGB LEDs.
Yeah, so that is very interesting. See if the colors continue to. If there's going to be more as time goes along. I wasn't expecting the colors actually. I thought it was just going to stay with the white, but it certainly makes sense to move that as time goes along.
Yeah, and then they had the hand, and then the hand that they showed us in Elon's video didn't seem functional. So I'd still like to see the functional. Hand. Yeah. What if it's just tour guide?
Well,
so that was version 2.5, right? Of those, I think we haven't seen version 3 yet.
We have not seen version 3 yet.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So, Casey, this is up your alley as well with supercharging. What is the MultiPass? That Tesla
Lulu MultiPass.
What is the MultiPass?
Of course, that's what that is.
So the MultiPass is something that I've been saying they should have been doing already, and apparently either they agreed or somebody was already working it to do this. Your key card for your car is also the key card for everybody else's network that they work with in where is this rolled out already?
Netherlands.
In the Netherlands.
Yeah.
But we can obviously see this happening everywhere because as long as the readers can speak that frequency, all that comes next is it knowing, hey, that's a Tesla card. This is the Tesla subscriber. Let's punt it over to their server. Okay, this is Jimmy. And this is the credit card he wants to use, and he's got a balance of this. We'll use that first, and then we'll hit his credit card.
Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. So we talked about PlugShare earlier. PlugShare had something called Pay with PlugShare, where at several different types of charging locations, you could use that one app instead of having the Blink app and the what's the other Charge Point app and the Greenway app and whatever else they were all
stuff,
instead of having a bunch of different cards, you could use that one app. So this is nice that Tesla is making this just work, and it's not just an app. Like you said, you can use your card. That's a whole lot easier than pulling up an app and opening the app and getting around, and you can just tap and go. Yep. That's so much more convenient.
Yep. And then you can also use your Tesla app, but again, that's pulling out the phone when something's usually simple for you is just pulling out the wand and sticking it in there. So this is a low friction way to give that capability. I wonder if you could then use it for non-Teslas on the V4 dispensers, because they do all have a reader, and you could just buy yourself a Tesla Model 3 or Y, or I guess any modern Tesla key card, and even though you don't have the car yet, you got that, and then when you got a loaner car or a rental car, you got your cloud settings, and you've already got your supercharger access, and I think they're going places with this. And it'll be fun
definitely.
to see. Yeah, and so the way they described it is, hey, if you're native on Tesla, you can get plug and charge, and you don't got to worry about this. But we wanted to lower the friction. So at some point, we've seen that they've got the capability of interfacing with other providers, and then the protocol is drop dead simple as far as I say that, but obviously the implementation of said protocol is not always done cleanly.
Right.
You'll have the ability probably for plug and charge coming up after this, because once they've got this communication going, talking to the cars is actually simpler than doing this.
And so this is rolled out in the Netherlands and nowhere else at this point of the article. That just came out mid this or I guess late last week. So
yeah,
this is something
it's a
fairly
trial.
new. But
it
probably is. And of course, I could easily see a bridge into other European countries immediately or close to immediately, because of course some of the charging networks that they're already implementing in the Netherlands are operating in other European countries as well. So that's probably next where you're going to see it again, is a grouping of Nordic countries, or
whoever's already working in Norway probably just expand it out all over Europe.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But as Casey said, they've got to be coming to North America with it too. Like it just makes sense, so much more sense to have this type of seamless use compared to the myriad of cards or applications that you need to use different networks.
Yeah, I've got the key fob on my Legacy, but I've become spoiled by phone key and the backup key card. To the point where I was like, hey, I want to do this on my house. I want to do this on the car. Why am I carrying all these keys around? And I've made moves. So
nice.
Yeah, they're spoiling us. But as Patrick said earlier in the show, why not get with modern times? I should only need really one physical key as a power out, either in the lock or whatever, just as a contingency. And we saw with Apple did this, right, where when the phone dies, it still works as a phone key. And I think that even though Tesla doesn't use their implementation, I think that, don't hold me to it, I think that the Apple Tesla key card still works when the phone's dead, right? Or it just holds enough power to still do it. Either way, the technology exists for that the phone can be stone dead and still work as a key. You might have to touch it to the car, but it's better than being locked out.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think we've run the myriad of stories this week. Let's move on to some shout-outs. Casey, what do you got for us?
Well, catch us over on the Tesla Life Express. Hit that bell so you know when they're coming out. Sometimes we have extras. So we have on Friday and Monday, Tesla Life Express. Catch me and whoever else might be there on Sunday for Let's Chat with Casey and Friends over at youtube.com. I don't know what it's blocking. I think it's the microphone itself. youtube.com/Casey Green or x.com/gcustom. And we'll catch you there Sunday afternoon. Usually we're starting around 1:20. And you never know who might show up. Sometimes it's been Mark, sometimes it's been Patrick. We had Brian from Futurasa most recently. And it's always a blast.
Absolutely. Join Casey on Sundays, every Sunday. So time may fluctuate a little bit, but most times you're on time.
Yeah, I spend all my on times right here. So on Sundays, these guys sometimes slow me down.
Patrick, what do you got for us?
Well, this Saturday, I'm going to be at a Drive Electric Month event. If you're in Oregon, come check it out. I'll be talking about the Fantastic Four of home energy. Brian White's going to be there as a speaker, a whole bunch of cool stuff on the schedule. And if you're not around the Northwest Oregon area, go check out Drive Electric Earth Month and driveelectricmonth.org. And you can find a spot near you, because they are all over the place. So I'm sure you'll find one near you that you can go and check out. And they're running through September. There's a few in October. And Mark, you guys are having one too, right?
That's right, in Waterloo, Ontario. Yep.
All right. Yeah. So if you're around there, go check out. You might run into Mark. You can say hi. And as always, I'm with the Oregon Electric Vehicle Association. You can find us at oeva.org, and I blog occasionally at carswithcords.net, where I write about my future free from fossil fuels.
Exactly. I want to thank the chat room for being with us today. Who was in the chat room first this week? Guess what? It was our music creator, Lee Moon, number one for the first guy to put a comment in. Thanks for joining us, Lee. JT24 was with us as regular. Derek was with us. Who else?
Budget Audio.
Elaine, Budget Audio was with us. So, yeah, join us in the chat room. Send us a note. Send us a comment. We always appreciate it. And sometimes we're even taking cues from the chat room about topics and comments on stuff. So please interact when you can. Like to see you out there. Also, you can follow us through the week at any point with our X feed at the Tesla Life. Please join us there for in-between shows. And I guess all that's left to say is join us next time, and together we'll find out what's happening in the Tesla Life.
Stay positive, test negative. Hey, David's in the chat.